Hello again and welcome back our dear viewers. As you know, interior design today is no longer just about arranging furniture or choosing colors. It has become an art that tells a story and reflects the personality of both the space and the people living in it. In a world that's becoming faster and more similar, antique and unique pieces still carry a special soul that adds warmth, value and timeless details to our homes. Our guest today has successfully combined design, craftsmanship and creativity, transforming raw materials into one-of-a-kind artistic pieces. With a distinctive identity, alongside that she has a passion for antique pieces that teach and hold their own story and history. Today we will learn more about her journey, her philosophy in design, and the reason people continue to be drawn to antiques despite the modern world around us. So please welcome with me Ms. Kenya Purcell, interior designer. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Of course, our pleasure. So to begin with, tell us about your passion toward antique. How did that start?
It started a long time ago with my grandparents who had kept items from their parents and the history of the family.
Okay.
And so I grew up seeing pictures of our ancestors, and within my grandparents' homes, every piece that they had was purposeful, or it had come from someone in the family, or it had a very deep meaning to it.
There's a story behind it.
Yes, a story behind it. And they taught me the respect for antiques, of the quality of them as well.
Of the quality of them.
Yes.
That's really impressive. So when we look at your work, we notice there's like a unique touch to it. You know, you kind of mix between the crafts and also like the story behind this. So could you tell us more about them?
I think everybody has everybody's an artist, you know, and it's maybe just in a different field, but especially when it comes to upcycling or recycling a piece of furniture, it's your personal vision, maybe, that you see in it when you're going to upcycle it. So maybe you have an old sort of 1970s buffet, china buffet, which still looks very heavy, the orange stain on it, but you can envision, you know, making it a bit more modern to go in with your pieces, and you want to keep it, maybe it was, you know, an ancestral piece from your grandparents or, you know, from the family as well, and the quality is there. So it's mixing what you have.
Your own perspective?
Yes, into it, yeah.
Into it. That's really amazing, like to see and notice such beautiful things are being made with this kind of unique perspective that you are sharing. So what kind of inspired you like to start designing process?
What kind of, sorry?
What inspired you to start like designing the pieces and into the process of that?
I was an only grandchild, and when I was around 6, my grandparents used to buy old homes, apartment buildings, and they would refurbish them and furnish and then either rent or sell them, which now today they call flipping.
And exactly.
That back then we didn't have that terminology, so it was refurbishing them, and so they always used to take me with them. And so I would work alongside of them because they did all of the work themselves. They never hired contractors. They loved to do
their own self, like
their own selves, doing everything: electricity, piping, tile, you know, gypsum board,
like
all of
A
this,
to Z.
Everything on there. And so they used to take me with them because I loved to spend time with them. And so alongside them, you know, I learned all of these different skills. And it just then became a passion for me where I never stopped. So even though my career was in education, always at home, I was updating pieces, restyling them, styling people's homes, friends' homes for them, giving advice. And it's been my passion, and finally I've jumped both feet into it.
You feel like fully professional at that field?
I don't know if you'd say, I guess it's 40 plus years. And then I also went back to school after I retired and got my diploma in interior design so that I could have the theory behind the design itself.
The theory behind the design itself. And that actually takes us to our second question. Like some people, they see the furniture as just like a piece of art, or maybe like just a piece of food or whatever, you know, whatever material is like being built with.
Right.
But for you, you see like something even deeper. Maybe there's like a story behind it, maybe there's like an art in a specific way. So could you elaborate more on that?
Personally, when I'm designing or styling somebody's house, The first thing is functionality, is finding out what they use the room for, who uses the room, how often, etc.
Like have a conversation with the owners.
Yes, you
Okay.
need to, because you need to know how they use that room. And you want their space to feel like their space. When you go into your friend's house, you should see that that space reflects your friend. You should go, wow, Ahmed, this really shows who Ahmed is.
His identity, personality.
Yes, it reflects back in there, and the pieces in your room should be intentional. Again, maybe it was, a tour that you took, and it's an article that you found, or something that you bought on a trip, or something that came from a friend or a grandparent or something. Because imagine going into a room and you say to your friend, oh wow, this vase that you have is very unique. Where did you get it? And you have a story. Maybe it was your grandmother or something, and go, by the way. And when you go into a space, and so many pieces in your space have a story, it makes it have a soul. Where instead of just going into a place where you've just gone into a store and bought your furniture and it's matchy-matchy, a matching sofa with a matching love seat with a matching, and we're all guilty. I've done that in the past myself. You don't feel so. You don't feel that it's lived in. You don't feel that the person's personal touch is there.
As you know, like we live in a world where there's a lot of fascinating antiques. So in terms of that, what are some of the criteria that make you like determine if this antique is value, purchase, or less?
So it really varies country to country and place to place.
Okay.
And because the value of something may have more to me here than it would in another country. And it depends also, is it a priceless value? Maybe it's something it's a heritage piece that's gone through your family. So it may not have a big resale value, but the value of the meaning can have a lot. Other than that, always with antiques, you find if they're like for coins, sometimes they misprinted a coin. So there's only 10 coins out that were pressed incorrectly, would make their value go sky high.
Because they are rare, kind of.
Very rare. And again, it's country by country. Pieces, antique pieces that you find in Kuwait, there's not a high resale value, whereas if you went to Dubai or America, they may be 3 or 4 times the price that you would pay for that antique. So you look if it has a special mark on it, was it made by a famous company, what is the wood like, what condition is it in, is it still with all of its original parts?
Who it's been used by, like maybe like in the past?
If you have the story on it from the past of where it came from and there was, some sort of special family or something, then yes, that can raise the value as well.
That's really cool and awesome to know. So have you ever like come across an antique that you personally touched you like in a specific way, maybe because of the story or like the history behind it?
So these are, and it's an antique that I have my own, and it is a complete dining set that was my great-grandmother's that I have.
Great-grandmother.
Yes. And so my great-uncle was in World War II.
Okay.
And he brought back from Japan, he was stationed in Japan, he brought back this entire China set from Japan in 1944 for my great-grandmother, and it's been passed through the family to me.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like having that special antique in your home?
Oh, I feel blessed, I feel privileged, and we use it all the time. Not every day, but we do use it a lot because so many generations have used it, and it does have a special meaning, and it will go to my kids and inshallah to my grandchildren as well.
That's really amazing and lovely to have like around the home. Can you imagine with your viewers having a special antique that deep rooted like back in history?
Right. Think of the stories that were told why my family and great grandparents sat around and ate from these dishes.
You feel their presence with you on the table.
Yeah.
That's really amazing. And I know we have mentioned that each country has like a variety of antique that could have a different value.
Sure.
But is there like a specific countries that have the most, rarest collection of antiques in your opinion?
It depends on what type of antiques you like, but of course a lot come from Europe because of the history there, from the 16th century, the 15th century. So because still sometimes you can find very rare furniture pieces, decor pieces that come from them. Even here in Kuwait, it's wonderful to have like the antique sanduk and bayat. If you think of them, yes, those for me they're absolutely amazing.
And the sadu that we have.
The sadu. And you know, they can be multi-purpose, and you're seeing now more people wanting the Sanduq and Babe because they can use it for storage, and they're starting to appreciate the work that went into it. And again, there's a story, right? Whose was it? What did they use it for? What did they put in it? You know, how many
the
years?
Inspiration behind it.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely, I can agree. And on the personal level, there are people who are really passionate about collecting special antiques.
Yes.
Like yourself. And if we take it to upper scale, you know, like on a scale of countries, let's say, which countries do you think they are the most passionate about collecting different and rare antiques?
You know, I think that's a really subjective question because, again, I don't know everybody in every country, and I've not been to every country, so I don't know the depths to which they go to. But I've seen, like in the country of Georgia, that they hold on to their antiques, I guess coming out, you know, from the Soviet Union and Russia as well. But I've seen a lot of people in Kuwait that also, you know, collect antiques or beings. But I think Europe, I think, has a very high rate that they really appreciate antiques.
That's really good to know. And going furthermore, you know, what do you think you would like people to understand about antiques, since you are seeing it as something, not only a piece of furniture, but something more than a piece of furniture? So what one message you would like the others to have?
I think lots of times is remember and embrace. When in my shop they'll see, you know, a piece of furniture, they'll say, oh, well, there's like a little scratch here or a scratch there. But embrace those scratches, because that's part of the piece's history. And I can upcycle it and I can make it look new for you. But personally, I don't like that for my own home, because I think those scratches or dents, that holds part of the story, and it shows the aging, sometimes the patina of the colorings that are underneath there, the wood that's underneath there as well.
That's really awesome. I didn't thought about it this way, you know, because sometimes people, they love perfectionists.
Yes.
Making everything looks clean and
yes.
Well preserved.
Yes, that it's like a brand new piece, but you want it to show that there's a story. I do, you know, behind it, yeah.
I think I'll also adopt this approach whenever I go shopping for an antique.
Right, I'd love to.
Well, thank you so much, Ms. Kenia Purcell, interior designer, for being with us in the show and sharing your unique perspective about antiques and how this not just a piece of furniture, but it can be more. It can be like a storage for history, for.
It makes your home memorable. It makes your home, people remember when they've come to your home. You know, there's a story that's come behind it.
Indeed, indeed. Can't agree anymore. Well, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely our pleasure. And now, dear viewers, we're going to take a quick break and then we're going to be back, so stay tuned.